everyone. So, welcome to our Ravenloft Lamordia one shot. You all find yourself deep in a restful sleep when mist begins to form around you, dreaming of the actions that you took the previous day before laying down to rest. What were those actions? Doctor, what were you doing the previous day before laying down to rest and finding yourselves enshrouded in this mist?
Having just found myself returning to my residence after adventure with my companions, I had nothing left to do but rest, so simply laid my head down after fending off yet another invasion on an alien world.
Fantastic. So, as you're dreaming this restless dream, the mist forming around you, strange crackling happening somewhere unseen, Sir Squiggly, or Sir Quigley, I'm sorry, is also having a very similar dream. Strange mist, difficult to see through, enveloping, flashes of a strange blue light breaking through, illuminating strange figures in it every so often. Thinking of the last things that you were doing before laying down to rest today, what are those things, Quigley?
Sir Quigley was having dinner with the Duchess, um, talking about his latest exploits, of stealing crown jewels from a rival noble, and had probably fallen asleep taking one too many sips of his bourbon,
Okay,
probably at the Duchess's palace.
fantastic. So, Quigley, as you're having this restless sleep, the mist enveloping, the figures that are drifting around you almost seem to be following you, chasing you. As you take this all in, the strange sounds and flashes of light, these strange figures chasing you, you find that August is also having a very similar dream. The mists enveloping, smells almost like burning. It's like something familiar burning, although you can't quite put your finger onto it. August, what was it that you were doing before you lay down for your rest this evening?
Um, uh, August had been drilling some of the soldiers at the Dwarven Citadel that he lives at, and some of the finer points of tunnel fighting in close quarters. And after that, he had, as is typical for dwarves, may have indulged just a little too much in the drink before laying down for bed.
Okay.
Hmm.
August, as you find yourself wandering through the mists, you can hear the shouts of soldiers falling in battle, and then a lone woman's laughter breaking through all of it, seemingly triumphant, as the cries of the other soldiers begin to fade out. All of this can be seen through a very thick mist. Nowhere. What was it that you were doing before you laid to rest this evening?
Nowhere spent the day trudging along the shoreline. She's a bounty hunter, and so was after a very tricksy quarry, the bastard known as Jar of Pickles. She is after Tabaxi.
Okay. So, traveling through the mist, this dream, this thought on your mind, you can get the sense that you're almost about to track down your quarry, this elusive, handsome tabaxi. And just as you're about to capture him, a figure rears up out of the mist, shrouded, massive, enormous, looms over you. And with that, you all find yourselves blinking to consciousness, mist surrounding you, a flat chamber, strange electric smell in the air, green light flashing throughout the area, electricity crackling, strange bubbling coming from things nearby. As the mist continues to clear, you find the four of you in a large cell, glass walls on three of the sides, the back wall, hard steel. You seem to be alone in this lab at the moment. The four of you. So, what would you all like to do?
Oh, where am I? No, not again.
August comes to with a groan, grabs at a non-existent blanket and to roll over back asleep.
Nowhere's gonna get up and step on August to get to the back wall, and she's gonna lick it to see what it is.
Okay. Make a perception check, Nowhere. Nowhere, as you lick the wall, it does not taste like schnozberries. It tastes like cold steel, and it's a little rough, and when you pull away, you get this strange coppery taste. And you notice that there was a little bit of blood on the wall. It appears that somebody had been clawing viciously at that back wall, futilely. Long streaks left by humanoid nails, little bits of fingernail and blood left in those indentations.
Excellent. Thank you. She's gonna lick it again and walk back to the front. She's totally ignoring everyone else in there right now. She's on a mission.
Okay.
The doctor, very similarly, is just going to start wandering the cell and poking at the walls, tapping them with whatever he can find nearby to poke them with, a rock or a stick.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Character sheet. Sorry, investigation?
Yep, investigation. Very nice. Okay, looks like you're rolling to me. I'll fix that in just a moment. With a 19, though, you do see that this cage, as it is very clearly a cage, is extremely well constructed. There are strange devices implanted in the wall, hidden behind almost invisible metal mesh screens. Never seen anything like this before. They seem to release something into the room, although there doesn't seem to be any pipes or anything connected to them. If you're 19, you can also see that this is very clearly a prison cell designed to be observed. The three glass walls with the steel backing, very clearly designed to keep something imprisoned but observed. So let's go ahead and get some physical descriptions in here. Doctor, we'll go ahead and start with you. As you're poking and prodding at the wall, what would everyone see as they look over towards you?
Very similarly to my character's icon, I am a tall, lanky man with a shaggy haircut, in a tweed suit with a bow tie.
Fantastic. Oh, sorry, Doc. I'm turning something on your sheet right now.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's my bad. I should have warned you. Sorry. Okay. Good to go. And Nowhere, as you are stalking across the room, ignoring everybody else, what do they see as you walk past them?
About 2.5 feet tall, various shades of green, and big floppy ears, lots of leather and steel, and sharp teeth.
Okay. And
Good goblin.
August,
She's
still
not
on the
one.
floor, rustling to get yourself awake and take in this whole situation. What do we see?
As Augusta reaches out to try to drag either a pillow or a rock to rest his head on, and finding nothing, he looks up and notices it's obviously not where he went to sleep at, and just slowly attains his massive height of 4.5 feet tall. With a dark brown beard bordering on black and hair that matches, white hands and white across the shoulders, shoulders. And instead of panicking, he just kind of looks around and just slowly studying everyone and everything, just trying to piece together where he's at and if there's a way to get out of said place. And upon seeing the others in the room, he just asks. There's a slight tension when he notices both the Goblin and Sir Quigley due to what they appear to be.
Okay. And
He said-
Quigley, what do you look like when August looks over to you in alarm?
Sir Quigley is an Illithid, wearing a dapper lime green pinstripe suit, made of the finest spider silk money can buy. He probably still has his martini glass in his hand, but empty of contents. He does have a monocle because he's distinguished, and he's actually still asleep. He hasn't woken yet.
Okay. Okay, August, you were gonna say something?
He looks around and just says, "So, do any of you know who stuck us in here? And who are all of you?"
You can call me the Doctor. I don't have any idea how we got here, actually, or where here is, for that matter.
Well, wherever it is, someone's wanted to look at us like we're just some sort of rats in a cage. Walking up, he is going to he's going to kick the glass with one of his heavy boots to see what happens.
It thunks. Makes a very dense sound. It is clearly quite thick. That's about it.
Would I be able to cast Detect Magic?
Yes.
All right.
Nowhere, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As you as soon as magic begins to flow into the room, you all hear a deep humming sound. Doctor, those little panels that you were seeing on the back begin to glow with this strange sort of blue electricity. Nowhere, with a 14, your spell is cast, and you are able to finish the casting of your spell. Sorry, it was just Nowhere. Just Nowhere was casting a spell right now. Nowhere, your spell is cast, but you can feel it's very difficult to do so. It was extremely hard. Almost didn't go off. And you can feel this strange ozone type of sensation building in the air, and then it thrums back down.
And you said that those gratings lit up?
They did. Nowhere, you detect no magic in this room.
She's gonna hiss at the grating and then demand someone lift her up so she can punch it. One of you, let's go up.
I will lift the small, squirming green creature up and allow it to punch the wall.
Yes, she is going to punch the grating.
Okay. Make an unarmed attack.
Yay. Suck it, wall.
Nowhere, you do manage to hit the wall in that grating, and it bends ever so slightly. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay. It felt like punching a steel grate. It hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It did bend just the ever smallest bit, though. And with that, you all hear a woman's voice come from the back of the room. Please do not damage the cell. And then a woman walks out from a corner of the room. She may have been there the whole time, or she may have just arrived. Tall, fit with short, white hair. She walks her way into the room with a clipboard that she is writing on as she approaches all of you, and she stands just a few inches away from the glass, and she begins by inspecting you, Nowhere. She's looking right at you and just taking notes on her pad.
I lift Nowhere to eye level so she can look directly back.
I appreciate that. Nowhere would like to make a rude hand gesture.
Taking marks down.
Are those heads behind her? Are those heads just chilling?
They are, indeed. See along the walls, in alcoves of this place, there's lots of different experiments going on here.
And
Several of the
people
heads,
call
as you
my
notice
kind
them,
incident.
Nowhere, the eyes turn towards you and they open wide, confusion, alarm on their faces.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you call for some help for us?
She turns her attention to you, Doctor. Looks curiously at you. Her expression doesn't change much. She does not respond to your words at all, but she just takes some more notes down on her pad.
Mortimer! What? This isn't my bedchamber. Sir Quigley stands up and looks around.
The woman has taken a few steps over and is now studying Quigley?
Quigley!
Quigley.
Sir Quigley!
Studying him, she flips to another page of her notes and jotting things down.
Where the bloody hell am I?
That's what we were in the process of trying to determine.
Oh god, it speaks! You're not Mortimer? What are you doing here? Oh god, I have a massive headache.
My name's August. Apparently, someone took yourself, me. He nods at the doctor and says, the human over there, and that thing, and motions to Nowhere.
Eat glass.
Victor is just nodding along as you're all having these conversations with one another, taking notes.
I'm assuming it's this. I'm assuming either this woman here who's taking did it or knows who did.
After a few moments of this, go ahead.
Yeah, Quigley will go to the window and examine the woman. Madam, this is clearly a misunderstanding.
She looks you up and down, begins inspecting your mandibles, your tentacles. Doesn't respond to you.
How rude.
Do we still have our weapons?
You are all unarmed. You are wearing your armor, your clothing. Nowhere. As you begin searching around for your weapons, you can see that they are neatly piled on a table behind this woman.
You dare take my weapons.
Hank, we're getting some more crinkling, buddy.
Sorry.
Okay, so she looks back towards her weapons, towards the weapons that are back there. Nowhere, which ones would be yours? She would go back towards the table and she would start kind of just like hovering her hand above them all, waiting for a reaction.
There is a longbow, a rapier, and a short sword.
Okay. So she would She would kind of be hovering over them, watching you, looking like she's going to start maybe pick up one of your weapons. Do you react to this at all?
Oh yeah, she'd hiss. She has very poor impulse control.
She would pick up the short sword and kind of look over it and bring it back over to you and show it to you.
Nobra's just gonna be scrabbling her nails over the glass.
She nods, takes the weapon back and sets it down and takes some more notes. Yells over her shoulder, Farnsworth! Farnsworth, ready the machine! You all see a tall bipedal toad. Those of you that are familiar with bullywugs, that would be the closest analogy that you'd be able to make to one of these creatures. Much taller, though. Legs probably about 4 feet long in themselves. Short, squat body. And it approaches and comes up to the woman and turns towards her, and you all can see the entire left side of its head is a glass viewing portal with a massive, what looks like human brain inside of it. Pulsing, seeming to try and break out of the glass container that is inside of this frog creature. Turns towards the woman. Go ahead.
No. It appears snacks will be served soon. Yes.
It turns towards you. I am no snack, sir! How very inappropriate of you! I am sorry, madam. The machine will require only another few seconds before it is ready, and she backhands him. I instructed you to have it ready this evening, Farnsworth. Be very careful, or you may find yourself in the crematorium shortly. Prepare it now. Yes, madam, as you wish. He jumps back and you see him begin messing around with a machine near the center of the room. It seems to have a long table attached to it with many straps. Lots of the electricity seems to arc and lance down towards this table. And with that, little frog creature runs towards the back, starts flipping switches, messing with the straps on the chair on the table, and then the woman returns to you and starts looking. She begins looking towards each of you in turn, her eyes falling on you one by one, resting there for a few moments before moving on. What are y'all doing?
August folds his arms over his chest and just starts. He's trying not to glare, but is probably failing at it. But he's just studying the room, trying to figure out exactly what is going on, because he figures that something very terrible is about to happen, and he wants to be ready to attempt to at least punch or kick someone whenever it does.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing as this woman's eyes coldly fall on each of you?
Want to just see if I can tell what the purpose of the bed with the wires might be.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check. We'll come back around to that. Quigley, what are you up to when she looks at you?
Quigley whispers to her conspiratorially, "Good help truly is too hard to find these days, I agree. Usually my manservant takes care of these things. Mortimer. I wonder where he is here."
She nods.
Madam, may I have a refill? And he holds out his martini glass towards her.
Farnsworth! This one's first. She puts her tablet down. Walks over towards a machine and begins flipping some buttons, flipping some switches. You all can hear the machinery inside of your cell beginning to thrum up again. She looks over. Is it ready? Frog gives her a very quick nod. You almost can hear the sloshing around of that brain inside of his glass case skull. Excellent. And she flips a switch, and your room floods with a strange electricity. I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws, please. Nowhere, Quigley, and Doc, you all begin to seize. Your muscles contract and you cannot move. All of you are paralyzed. August, you can feel this power rushing through you, but you're able to resist it. You manage to stay standing, kind of tumbling forward just a bit from the force of it. And she kind of looks down towards you, picks up her tablet again, writes down some notes, and then flips the switch again. Go ahead and make that saving throw again, August.
I'm
This time, August, you are not able to resist, and you are paralyzed. The woman walks up towards the front of the cell, reaches up, and manipulates a device on the other side of the glass that you weren't able to see before, and the entire front section drops down into the floor. And she says, Rat, take this one instead. Farnsworth, size it for a dwarf. And this massive, has to be at least 9 foot tall, hulking creature. Looks like this thing has skipped every single leg day in favor of just bulking up his upper torso. Comes thundering into the room. Just thung, 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 thung. This massive creature has the face of a rat that appears to have been sewn onto just this massively roided out upper body. And its whiskers twitching, it reaches down and it grabs August by both shoulders, picks him up, walks back out of the room, and the glass door slides shut. She walks over, this creature walks over with August and places him onto the table where the frog creature is strapping him in, preparing him for whatever is about to happen. Victra turns towards all of you and then flips a switch, and everyone that is still in the room is now released from this paralyzation. She turns towards you. I hope you all are ready to witness a miracle. And she turns back towards August, approaches him, taking some notes. August, you can feel the paralyzation slowly fading off, but you are very thoroughly strapped in here. She takes some more notes. Heads back to her workstation. Vincent, are you ready with the serum? And you all see, well, you hear it first, just the as a unicycle comes into the room. And on the seat, instead of a seat, is a glass jar with a floating brain inside of it, 2 human eyes pointing out the front. Squeaks its way into the room, stops in front of the woman at her table, and on a little tray protruding from the front of its unicycle are 3 syringes. You all can see that they are filled with a thick, deep, deep red, so deep of a red that it is almost black liquid. Victor nods and says, Thank you, Vincent, and reaches down and picks up one of the syringes and sets it on the table in front of her. And she returns her attention towards August for a moment, gives a nod, taps a few buttons on her console next to her, and you all hear that thrumming again, except this time it's not coming from inside of your cell. It's coming from everywhere around. All of your hairs begin to stand on end as the entire room floods with electricity. And the woman says, Here we go. And she flips the switch again, this one a very large one next to her. She has to reach up almost her full height and yank it downward. And you all see this strange green electricity come pouring down from the central orb directly above this table and right into August.
Right.
August, you are subjected to 130 points of electric damage, lightning damage.
Oh yeah, that's more than enough to kill me.
You all see this lightning arc down and into August, convulsing, shaking with the power of the electricity. You can see smoke beginning to rise from him, and then Victra flips the switch back up. She nods, approaches, takes some more notes, checks August's pulse, more notes, nods, and then she turns back towards the glass, trying to gauge all of your reactions. How would all of you be reacting to this? We all know how August is reacting to this, but what about the rest of you?
Nowhere is bouncing around, but she kind of just like pauses and just, that seems a bit overkill.
Mostly just curiosity, kind of looking over and what is she doing?
Pickles put you up to this, didn't he?
So she returns to August at the table, and she holds up the little red syringe and injects it into his arm on the left side. Takes a step back. Rat? She looks towards all of you. Flips that switch again. I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throws again. Except for August, of course. All right. So, the strange vibration passing through your cell again. You are all once more paralyzed. She manipulates the catches on the opposite side of the door and slides open again. The enormous rat thing picks up August, takes him back in, and sets him down surprisingly gently on the floor in the middle of all of you. Steps out of the room, the glass slide closes, and flips the catch. You all hear locking mechanisms thunk into place. And then she takes a step back, and you see her wheel up a chair and sit down in front of it, cross her arms, and just intently stare at August. After about 2 or 3 minutes, paralyzation wears off on all of you, and you are left alone, and you are left in the cell once more, except now you are accompanied by the corpse of August. The woman is just standing or sitting in her chair, no notepad this time, just very intently staring at August. Another few minutes goes by, and you all hear August take a deep, rasping breath.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh. Nowhere would like to investigate or inspect August, please. Lots of sniffing and poking.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check.
Medicine. That's about right.
He appears to be alive.
You seem to be a humanoid of some kind.
Ah, this is a toaster.
Sir Dwarf, are you, how are you alive?
Why are you alive?
What is alive?
Are you alive?
He coughs up what I am assuming is a lot of smoke from being zapped like that.
Yep.
Rolls over on his hands and knees and just keeps hacking and coughing.
Some soot comes out.
He's like, I don't know.
You all would see the woman on the other side of the glass, and her eyes are wide. She's showing excitement for the first time as she inspects August. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Farnsworth, the goblin next. Prepare the table. And as she's saying that, the door crashes open, and a man steps in, wearing a nice suit and tie, very Victorian-esque. Had a nice little bowler hat on. Excuse me, madam. Your wife. There has been a sighting. You see Victor Mordenheim's eyes go wide. She turns back towards all of you. Another time. Don't you all be going anywhere. And she turns, and you see her grab a coat and rush out the door with the man who entered in. The door slams behind her. What do y'all want to do?
Is there anyone else currently in this lab watching us?
Watching you? No, not particularly. The large rat creature is standing in the back corner of the room where he had originally been hiding out. The unicycle with a brain in the jar atop it is rolling around the place, going across some tasks. The frogman is cleaning up the table that August was just occupying.
Nice frog. Pretty frog.
My
Come
name
on,
is
Auntie, know we're out.
Farnsworth. Goes back to its work.
Farnsworth. Could you let us out?
He looks towards you, it's just like the deeply creased lines of concern on his face, and pretends he didn't hear you.
Come on, a smart boy like you can get us out.
You can do it.
It's
We
a
won't
fit.
tell anyone. We just want to get out and stretch our legs.
August is tapping a finger, just one tap every second. Mainly just marking some time because he's wanting to make sure that the doctor in charge of this place is a decent amount away from here.
Okay.
On the items that are behind the mesh things that Nowhere tried to attack, how far off of the ground are they?
About 5 feet.
Okay, so I got a hop.
And we're being separated from them by the glass, correct?
No, you all are. Yes, they are separated from you by the glass. You are all together in one chamber, separated by glass from the rest of the laboratory.
Can I examine this glass for weaknesses?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Also a stealth check, please. Very nice.
Nice.
Okay. Wiggly, you can see that the spots where the glass joins together at the corners could potentially be a weak spot. With your 19, though, you can also determine that it would take an enormous amount of force to do so. As you're investigating, the little of the unicycle comes riding up, and the brain in the jar says, Farnsworth, can you believe it? She left us in charge of the laboratory again. Only my second day alive, and here I am, in charge of an entire laboratory. If only I still had my thumbs.
Whoa.
You're all noticing that whenever this individual speaks, there are no lips, there is no mouth, there is no face. You're all hearing this directly in your minds.
Do you want to show us around the lab?
So
Brain
I
on a
really don't
bike?
think I'm allowed to do that.
I thought you were in charge.
Farnsworth, you all hear just like a little click as he sets down whatever instrument he was cleaning the table with, and he turns. He says, if you so much as speak to them, brain, I will personally throw you into the incinerator. As he goes rolling off.
So assuming if he's rolling off, no one's actually looking towards the cell at this point.
Accurate.
Wondering, I guess, can I cast Minor Illusion to just cast an image of the empty cell at the front of the cell?
Interesting.
Yes, you would of course have to make a Constitution saving throw, as soon as you begin to cast, that same electrical thrum begins to fill the room. You also need. Are there verbal? What are the components for minor illusion?
One moment, sorry. Minor illusion. It's somatic and material.
Okay. I will need a.
A bit of fleece is the material, so I could like.
Not a problem at all with the material. Somatic, I'll assume you can mumble that under your breath. Okay, so you're good to go. So go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. As unfortunately, the room does begin to hum, and as that happens, as you begin your casting, you can see Farnsworth begin to look over towards you suspiciously. You continue your casting. I see that Constitution saving throw. Unfortunately, the cast does fizzle out. No effect, the same as if a counterspell had been used.
Damn. Seems the panels are absorbing my powers.
In your mind, you hear, actually, it's the devices behind you. They suppress magical abilities and punish anyone who tries to use them. The master she doesn't like magic. No, she does not.
Interesting. What else did she build into the cell to stop us from being able to escape? She sounds rather smart. I would love to learn more about her ideas.
So smart. So as Vincent Von Jar, as he would formally introduce himself to you, is conversing with you. August, as you're doing your tapping, you can hear every time you tap, you begin after maybe 3 or 4 minutes of doing that, a thud accompanying your taps. Thud. Thud. And you stop for a moment, and the thud continues, perfectly keeping time. And you can tell that it's coming from the rat creature in the back. It somehow heard you tapping and has begun tapping along with you.
Well, given the fact that it has been a few minutes, August is thinking that Nowhere may have been onto something as far as attacking the little things behind us went. And he's going to stop and try to throw a few punches in one of them.
Okay. Go ahead and make an unarmed attack.
If he's doing it, Nowhere's gonna want to go at another one. The one she dented, can she try it? Well, if the human would be so kind as to lift her, she wants to try and peel it off.
I'd be happy to lift you back up, for sure.
Thank you.
So, as you all begin attacking the back of the cell, you hear no, rat, come! And you hear dum, 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 as the thing practically sprints from the back of the lab towards the front, knocks over a tray as it's coming, and it stops and is just looming in front of the glass. And then see it. Y'all really shouldn't be doing that,
Shouldn't have kidnapped me. And I'm going to make my second attack for the turn on it.
Stop that! Stop it!
Why don't you come in here and make him stop?
That's what I'm gonna do! I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna beat your ass!
I critted and I got a terrible roll.
I mean, you're one small latch away from literally walking through the door and stopping him.
It looks up towards the latch, like, and it just open hand slaps the thing. Doesn't know how to get in.
No, slow down now. We can get through this together. I'll help you out. Take it slow. You're gonna make a little pinchy type grip with your fingers, like your thumb and your pointer. You're gonna grab the latch just very softly and turn it to the open position.
It reaches up, and then you all hear, "You fool!" And You hear the sound of electricity crackling, and the rat falls onto its ass. Farnsworth is standing behind him with a cattle prod. You were about to let them out, you ginormous idiot! And it shocks him again.
No, he was about to come in.
Oh, no, I see what game you're playing. Open the bars, come in and fight us. What? And as that's happening, Rat has picked up Farnsworth over his head and is marching him over to the table. Like, maniacs, you're God! He throws him down onto the table, and you all just see arm raise and fall, raise and fall, raise and fall, over and over again. When Rat turns towards you all, there is just a pile of goop on the table. Walks over to you.
We're going to clap.
He called me dumb!
Well, we know better.
Yeah. He was a jerk.
Good show, old chap.
Can't even believe he shocked you like that. You're just trying to open the door.
Vincent Von Jar. Wow. I think he killed him. It's okay, the boss will just bring him back. He was a bit insufferable, wasn't he?
Is that what they did to Dwarf? Brought him back?
Doctor, go ahead and make a persuasion check, kind of retroactively, for your conversation with Rat.
Oh.
Remember, you can't take that 24. You have one rest of... I'm not saying you should or have to take it now, but just remember that is an option for you whenever you want it. Inspiration in this game works that whenever you make a roll, if you ever choose to, you can take that advantage roll if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that advantage roll, because...
You don't think I'm dumb?
No, like, look
I
at
think
you.
you do your very best, like everybody else.
Yeah. It's not my fault. Doc gave me this stupid little rat head with the little rat brain.
You just need more time to figure things out. It's okay.
Nowhere, like, pulls on one of her ears and is just, rats are actually very, very intelligent creatures, so I don't know why they're treating you like you're dumb. Stereotypes suck.
Vincent pipes in. Stereotypes do suck.
I don't even know what to say to you.
It's just a jar on a unicycle with a brain floating inside of it, a couple eyes looking around.
August has decided he's going to hit this thing one more time.
So you hit it, and at that point, Vincent would say, do you mind if I ask what it is you intend to do by destroying the grate? I mean, you can take out the magic using ability, but then you still have to get out.
The thing is, though, is as soon as August hits it, his body tenses up, and he starts acting like he's shaking and just falls to the ground.
Okay.
Do you want me to make a roll to see if the
Dwarves are so delicate.
such as a is there a roll you want for me to make to try to trick one of them this way?
Oh. Yeah, make a deception check.
Deception or performance?
Either one will do fine.
I might do performance because that's just a tiny bit better. Not great, but could have been worse.
Can I like join in on that and assist with the performance check?
Sure. So yeah, we always allow 2 checks or 1 assisted check. So we'll go ahead and allow a second check.
Our friend is dying. You have to get in here and help us.
Rat's like, ah, ah, ah. He goes up, and Vincent's like, go ahead and make an insight check for Vincent. Okay. So you all hear in your mind being broadcast Vincent Von Jar instructing Rat on how to open the gate, and finally Rat manages manages to manipulate the device, and the front wall of the glass comes sliding down. Rat
Nowhere's
pops into the
out
room.
like a
You guys
shock.
okay? Can I help? What?
Yeah, you should get down there and check and see if he's breathing. And I'm gonna see if I can very slowly creep back to where all our stuff is and grab my things.
Quigley's gonna sneak
Yeah,
away.
nowhere's
while
not
they're
even sneaking. Nowhere is just.
Just diving in.
Vincent Von Jar is just watching you guys pass by him. You can hear in his head. He's like, "Oh, I wonder what she's gonna think of this." Huh. Rat is just like panicking over August, like he's trying, like he kind of puts his hands out like he's gonna start doing CPR, and then he just like pokes August in the head, and he doesn't know what to do.
August isn't going to perform a unarmed strike and try to knee the guy in the face as he's above him.
Aw.
Make an unarmed strike.
That's terrible, but thankfully I get 2 per attack. Then I'll get up and try to get the heck out of here.
Swing and miss entirely. And he backs up after that first one. He's like, "He made it! He's alive!" And he lifts you up into the air, August. Obviously, like you weigh nothing to him. He lifts him up, and he's just like bouncing up and down with you in his arms. Like, "He's alive! He's alive! He's alive!" Sets you down.
Oh.
I did
In
it!
that case, as soon as I'm done, I'm just gonna take off.
Oh!
And
Bye!
Can I very quickly grab Vincent Von Jar and nudge him into the cage and redo the latch?
Well,
I mean,
do we
he's
want
he's a
to-
unicycle, so.
Oh, he's on wheels. He's like helping.
Do you guys want to stay here and be incinerated, or do you want to come with us and get the hell out of here?
Blow this popsicle stand.
Right. Vincent Von Jar would say, "Well, I do appreciate the offer. However, each of us have devices implanted into us that would immediately eliminate us were we to leave the lab."
Each of us isn't just you two, right?
I believe
Can
so.
I bite them out?
Mine is embedded deep into my cerebral, and he goes into this long-winded explanation of how Victor had put the chip into his brain.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's up to him. She's eaten worse.
Clearly, we should leave them in the cage and shock them into unconsciousness so that it looks like we got out without their help.
Yes, for mercy.
Yes.
Okay, so they're both in the pen. You've closed the door. Rat is kind of looking around a little confused, doesn't quite understand what's happened. Every now and then he catches one of your eyes, and his face kind of contorts into a weird smile.
We just don't want her to hurt you later, so we're gonna just freeze you for now. Well, it didn't hurt. It's just a vibration and freezing feeling.
Good luck,
Unable to move.
sirs.
Nowhere's gonna go to the glass and just tell Rat, "You're a very good boy, and you remember that." And then I guess Quigley is gonna.
Yeah, Quigley
Zap.
throws the same latch that they were using, the handle to
Okay.
put everybody unconscious or paralyze everyone.
Rat falls onto the ground laughing. He's like, "It tickles! It tickles!" Vincent Von Jar's jar explodes.
Oh no!
Ow! The plane plops onto the ground.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's just a lot.
It's just she can make a new jar later. I'm sure. It's fine. We're good.
Okay.
You brought the dwarf back. I'm sure she'll figure this out as well.
So before too much time passes, can I creep over to that door and just listen to see if there's anything coming from outside?
Absolutely, make a perception check. Okay. Here's some
Nowhere,
faint
just-
moaning coming from
What
somewhere off in the
kind of
distance. You do
moaning?
not hear any footsteps. Definitely do not hear that commanding woman's voice coming from anywhere.
Okay. I'll just inform everyone of that and let them know that there don't seem to be any sounds coming from outside the room, and it's possibly just an empty hallway out there, aside from moaning.
We should have asked them which way to get out before we blew one up and reduced the other one to Tasha's hideous laughter.
While Gustav finishes sliding his hand axes and taking his warhammer up, and just says, "Yeah, we could have asked, but there's no way we would have known if they're telling us the truth." So, in either case, it still would have been a gamble. That being said, I'd prefer.
GTFO?
Well, yeah, yes.
Okay.
Even if to acquaint this physician's gray matter with the business end of my warhammer.
Okay. So, strange devices crackling all around you, tables filled with various implements of strange science. There is a door leading out, and you saw two individuals going through it. Would you all like to attempt to exit the laboratory?
Yes, and
Yep.
before we do, though, actually, I have a talisman that I just happen to be wearing because it's part of my character. Let's just say it's in the shape of a 1960s blue police box from the UK. And I'm going to give it to someone who does close-up combat. Let's go for the dwarf. Or sorry, not the dwarf, the goblin, because I've been holding you, so I'm attached.
I was getting like Rocket and Bucky vibes, by the way.
Oh, for sure, 100%. So yeah, I'm gonna give you my talisman. Essentially, if you get hit, I can use my reaction to deal psychic damage to whoever attacked you,
Cool.
Nice.
and push them 10 feet
she's-
away.
He's only gonna lick it a little bit.
Look at all you want.
All right. Everyone ready to leave the lab?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All equipment reattached.
Okay. Somebody make a perception check as you were going over the equipment on the on the table that had all your gear on it. Let's go ahead and get it from all of you. Okay. Sir Squiggly and Nowhere, you certainly do notice a strange assortment of devices, strange mechanisms on the table. The strange baton that Farnsworth used to subdue rat, similar devices to that, as well as a strange gauntlet. It appears to have many different cylinders inserted into it in various locations, and I'm not quite sure what it could do yet, but there are devices throughout here.
Can we grab them and go?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I just need to know who takes what.
The cylinder thing sounds neat.
The
With that-
cattle prod.
Cattle prod sounds good. So everyone grab something.
I don't use any of those, so I would offer them to the dwarf. He seems like one that would engage in a bit of fisticuffs.
There are also the two vials of that serum, as there were three before.
Oh, that I'll grab.
That we should snag.
Yeah, I'll grab two of those.
The gauntlet with the cylinders on it, Nowhere will grab.
Okay.
Can I have like So I took the healer feat. Could I examine this so that and see like what's inside of it?
The serum?
Yeah.
You would have to remove the contents from the syringe to do so.
Is it like a plunger?
It is.
Could I like squirt just a tiny bit into my martini glass and kind of examine it that way?
Sure.
See, I'm not the only one who licks things.
Okay. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
13.
13. Okay. Sir Quigley, with a 13, you can tell that this is some sort of Hank. You can tell that this is some sort of alchemical concoction. There is no magical element here. This is a purely scientifically derived serum. You have no experience with anything like this before, so it's with a 13. Unfortunately, you're not able to figure out exactly how it was made. Judging by what you saw and what you see here, you can assume that injecting this into a deceased individual would resurrect them.
Interesting.
As a heads up, I also have Revivify if we want like a lower risk option. Just saying.
Indeed.
Just need some diamonds.
Yeah, I'll actually hold on to these because I think I can use as a thief I can use them to both
No, no,
advantage.
no, no.
Okay. Okay. All right, everyone. So, as you exit from the laboratory, as if a soundproof barrier has just been opened, the sounds of anguish flood in once you exit from the laboratory. There, on either side of you, are row upon row of what look to be individual cells. Massive steel doors barring each one with an observation window lined into each of them. Well over 2 dozen on each side of you. Long hallway, over 100 feet long.
Impressive collection.
Horrifying.
Yes, it is truly quite ghastly.
Does it appear
Well,
to have the same latch mechanism as our cell possessed?
Make an investigation check.
Can I also either assist or do my own investigation?
Absolutely. Whichever you prefer. So yes, the locking mechanisms on these doors do appear to be a 3-step mechanism. There is no codes or anything like that on the outside of these locks. With your 19 and 18, you could certainly figure out how to open them. However, as quickly as you're investigating the one that you're at, a massive just thud impacts the opposite wall against the door. If you look up, all you would see is just this writhing mass of flesh in the observation window. No form, whatever it is taking up the entire side of that wall and is pressed up against the wall and the observation window, and is just slowly moving around. Quickly, your experience with the under. I'm assuming you have Underdark experience with the being an Illithid.
Oh yeah, I got it all.
Okay. It does appear to be some sort of ooze on the other side.
Ooh, companions, maybe not this particular specimen. Moving on.
I will admit my only thought was to release some stuff just to add to the chaos, but
Preferably not chaos that will eat us.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of eating you. A voice from one of the other cells from behind you, farther down the hall, comes echoing through. There's glass in between you, so the way the sound is getting through is odd. It's both in your head and you can hear the muffled speaking. It says,
Does she sound trustworthy?
make an insight check. Manipulative would be the first word that comes to mind. She's watching you, watching her. And she kind of leans against the wall. She says, I can see
I
that
will
you're.
once again lift you up so you can watch her, watch you, watch her from eye level.
See, the Mad Doctor has interesting appetites when it comes to her experiments. I could make a bit of a distraction whilst you're gone.
You don't want to escape also?
It's like, oh, believe me, I do wish to escape, but I wish to cause Victra as much pain and suffering as I can before I go.
I'm inclined to let her, guys. She did
But
kill dwarf.
What exactly does she look like?
Make. Let's go ahead and call it. Go ahead and call it a perception check first. Her skin is very pallid. Thick, curly, red hair. Looks like she may have just not seen the sun in a very, very long time. But you also, as she speaks, can see two very long fangs peeking through while she speaks. With your 18, you are fairly well convinced that this woman is a vampire.
Also, she's intelligent. That's good.
Let me out of here. I will go back to the laboratory, destroy what I can, and then flee to my own realm.
what
That kind of sounds like
what
a
could
good
go
deal.
wrong? Like what could go wrong?
You don't bite us.
She kind of smiles a bit and says, "But I am so hungry. Well, I suppose I can find other victims." Time's running out. No telling when the good doctor will return.
I'm kind of
Flipping
okay
that
letting
switch.
her out, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it. Anyone stopping me?
Nope, not me.
She exits and stretches, lets out like a yawn, and her vampire fangs elongate, and says, "Ah, Daphne. Daphne von Stieglitz. If you ever find yourselves in Barovia, look me up." And then she vanishes almost instantly, moving so quickly it's hard to catch her. And you suddenly begin hearing explosions and violent laughter coming from the laboratory as a explosion of green fire escapes from the lab door behind you.
Okay, let's go in another direction.
Yeah.
Not that way.
As a professional monster hunter, that felt wrong.
But somehow right.
Okay. So, traveling down through these corridors, many of the cells lie empty, but others are filled with strange abominations. Looking inside of one, you can see this strange. It almost looks like a praying mantis, a panther, and a human being are fighting over the same body. Body parts shifting in, elongating, stretching out, and then being pulled back into the central mass as a panther's head forms out of the shoulder. A insectoid thorax forms and is quickly shot through by panther-like legs. It seems like this thing is in a constant struggle to keep its form in one state and is utterly failing at it.
Next.
Okay. Many of these chambers simply have what look like people standing stark still in the center of them. They don't acknowledge you as you pass and say nothing to you if you look at them.
I mean, Should we
you
free?
okay?
Should we free more people? In quotes, people.
Does anyone go into one of the rooms containing one of these people?
Can I knock on a door and ask them, like, huh, what's your deal? What's your problem? What'd she do to you?
When you say that, the only words that escape that man's mouth is awaiting programming.
Oh no.
Oh no. Not the Cybermen.
I'd be kinder to roll a grenade in. Does this world have grenades?
that would be a no. I'm sorry.
It at least has explosions.
It certainly does. Another explosion rocks the lab. Another peal of maniacal laughter.
Hmm. Daphne, I think I found your snack. It's over here. Let's leave them, guys. We don't have time to,
Help everyone.
yeah. Sadly. Because I think the mercy at that point would just be putting them down.
There are dozens
What's
of
there?
these individuals. Most of the cells contain people just like this.
We escape for now, regroup, and then figure out how to handle this monster permanently once we have enough information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, we can attempt to provide what aid we can for her victims. But we have to get ourselves out first.
If anyone sees a tabaxi in a cell, let me know.
We'll keep our eyes open.
Right. So eventually, after traveling down this hallway, you do find yourselves in front of a set of double doors, and you can see through the viewports on these double doors that what looks like a warehouse is at the front of it, and doors leading to the outside world. From the sounds and the sights that you can see, it appears to be a bustling city, just outside of wherever you are currently.
Do we want to check and see if there are any traps of an arcane or physical nature that she's lined the door with?
Oh, I have detect traps. Hold on.
Can you put the
Yes, I have
detect
fire.
traps up for me when you do that?
Yes.
Where you do not sense anything.
I will also look for physical manifestations of traps.
Okay.
Sorry, I just saw the find trap spell and it just said it's like magical traps it looks for, huh?
And you all have learned explicitly that Victor Mordenheim does not use magic.
Yeah, so I'll investigate to look around for actual like poison dart, sinkholes, like a falling brick, whatever.
Okay.
Oh gosh, 12.
Okay. So what exactly are you looking at and for?
I am a thief by trade. Any type of slip steps or alarms or anything that will like a mechanism that'll snatch with weight.
Okay.
Before we exit this door.
Okay. So with a 12, Sir Quigley. With a 12, I'm afraid that you do not see any sort of mechanisms, no trip wires, no sensor of any kind that you can tie to any sort of mechanical trap or anything like that.
Perfect. I will go first then.
Haldor.
A map for no reason. Have at it.
Yep.
Gas.
everybody have control of their tokens?
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Huh.
Quickly, nothing happens when you step out from the door.
Ah, it seems clear.
Excellent.
Also going.
Quigley, stop for a moment.
Uh.
As you all pass by this area, you see your feet brush over some strange markings in the floor. It looks like gouges in the concrete made by something slashing. As you're looking down at that, you all hear some whirring noises, and looking to the west, two bulging human eyes in a metal sphere, large metal sphere, probably about 5 feet in radius. The sphere has wicked looking barbs jutting out from around it, large scythe like appendages coming from the top of it, and those two very human eyes appear to have just been wired into the outer casing of this thing. As you pass by it, you can hear these mechanisms begin to whir up as it detaches its main bulk from the machine behind it and slowly begins rolling towards you, trailing what looks almost like a mechanical umbilical cord behind it as it comes rolling towards you, the eyes bulging out from just rammed into the front of it, bulging out, bloodshot, wildly looking between all of you. We're going to roll initiative.
uh,
Didn't even try nowhere.
Terrible. I could do roll, but it didn't put it up there.
let's see. Oh, I didn't use the button though. That could be why.
Okay. And with that, Sir Quigley, the first one to notice this sphere come rolling out of that giant machine behind it, attached behind it to the strange steel cable. You can see electricity flowing to it from that thing. What would you like to do?
Quigley's gonna get away from it.
Huh.
Okay, maybe not that far. And he's gonna reach into the back of his pinstripe suit, pull out a metallic-looking, looks like a wand to most people. To him, it's his trusty pistol known as Existential Crisis, and take a pop shot at it.
Okay.
Oh my
25 certainly
god,
hits,
you
yeah.
labeled it existential crisis. Chris.
26 sneak attack.
Nice.
Or
nice.
well, I guess I wouldn't get sneak attack.
Yeah, nobody close enough just yet. So 14.
Yep. And he's going to run and take the hide action as a bonus action, just sort of behind the machinery. See if he can hide from this thing.
Okay. So hiding. Okay. Brings us to its turn. And the first thing that it's going to do is kind of rotate around on its strange axis. Its sharp steel legs slamming into the ground as it begins to advance. There we go. Okay, got it. As it begins to advance, it rotates around, facing towards all of you. and it launches. You see this little trapdoor open in the middle of it, a spearhead jut out, and it launches a spear at the doctor.
Dude.
That is a 26 to hit for 8 piercing. You are knocked back 5 feet and knocked prone by that spear launcher.
Okay. And sorry, knock back, I guess.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
It then continues lumbering out. Lashes out with one of those blades. 18 to hit you, August.
That means
Okay. That is 12 slashing. Nowhere. You're up.
Oh wait,
Did we miss somebody?
wouldn't it be the doctor? He rolled a.
Oh, you know, we're not
12
seeing him in the
and
initiative.
eternal. Yeah.
Doctor, go ahead and select your token and roll your initiative again with your token selected, and then we'll change it to whatever the first result was.
Okay. Well,
What was the first result?
oh, puts me in the same spot anyways. 12.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move back because
Okay, half your movement to stand up.
I'm close. And the ever favorite of the warlock.
Nice, good hit. Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Nowhere.
Since I am in melee, I'm going to attack it with my rapier.
17's a hit.
Awesome. Pew! For my bonus action, please, designate one creature. I'm gonna send it to you guys. Slayer's Prey. Because my R1 foe as a bonus action, designate one creature I can see within 60 feet as a target of this feature. First time each turn that you hit that target with a weapon, attack it with an extra 1d6.
Okay. Go and roll it up.
Thank you. Yay.
Okay. So 12 total. Nowhere. As you're slashing and stabbing at this thing with your rapier, it's mostly glancing off of its steel and copper platings. It takes damage, but not as much as you would expect it to.
It is resisting my mighty blade. She hisses at it. And I'm done.
August.
Do you have a second attack as a ranger at level 5?
I don't know. Hold on.
Two.
Oh, I do. Then I'm going to hit it again, even though it's not working so well.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
Nice.
And let me roll it one more time since it didn't give me the two of them. Okay.
Okay. 16 half down to 8.
I'll take it.
Okay. August.
I'm First off, let's see how Warhammer does on it.
$17 just hits.
But go on, send it through. Okay, so 9 points of damage on the first hit.
Okay. halved
Let's take
down
another
to
shot.
4. $22's a hit.
Okay. Oh, 13.
13 is not going to do it. Oh, that's the
And,
damage.
No, yeah, sorry, 13 is the damage. It's a 22 to hit.
22 is a hit for the first one.
And, oh, a sec here.
Okay. Yep. Good stuff. And so halved
actually,
down
don't
to
need-
6.
Yeah, actually, I don't need to burn that because we are within 5 feet of the creature, so that should give. Okay, I don't need to use that. Never mind. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
So Quigley and Nowhere. I forgot to mention this at the start of your turns, but I'll go ahead and go back to that in a second. But at the beginning of your turns, being so close to this thing, blades would have begun to extrude from it and whir wildly with you two so close to it. Any creature that starts their turn within 5 feet of this creature does take 1d8 slashing damage. So 4 slashing damage to each of you. And Nowhere, if that does impact your desire to stay there, you can move now.
Oh, okay. We'll be doing that. Running away. Can I jump up onto this machine?
What machine?
This one.
It would get an opportunity attack against you if you ran from it like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I'm
Oh, I have disengage.
Okay, you used your bonus action already, though.
Oh, I did. Okay.
It is a 19 to hit with that opportunity attack. Ooh, jeez,
Yep.
for 20 slashing.
You jerk.
Okay, I'll get back to you. Both your attacks out. What would you like to do?
well, if I'm going to try to back away from it to avoid the slashing damage, I am going to burn a superiority dice, so I can do this.
Okay.
Sorry, that changed up what I was going to do. If I was going to be sitting there, I was not going to use it, but since I am back it off, that way our rogue still has advantage, and I will attempt to back off.
I keep forgetting that I can use my reaction to do psychic damage when things hit
Okay.
Nowhere. So, I'd like to do that, please.
Yeah, how much would it be?
Where is it? Rebuke of the Talisman. Equal to my proficiency bonus 3, and it pushes it 10 feet away from the talisman's wearer.
Nice, okay. And how much damage is that?
3 for my proficiency bonus, which is the mounted dodge. Oh, and there's another feature. Sorry. If you ever fail a ability check, Nowhere, you can add a D4 to the roll, up to 3 times.
Cool. This talisman's awesome.
Hey. Pays to be the doctor's companion.
Oh, no, jeez. Okay. So, anything else? It's like we're back around to Sir Squiggly.
Oh, good.
I do have a question. Is that umbilical that was holding it in place? Is it still attached to it?
Oh, yes, that it is.
Okay.
Okay, Sir Squiggly.
Sir Squiggly's gonna hop up here.
Okay. Difficult terrain to climb up onto things.
Is it climbing? I have something for climbing.
It is climbing.
I have second story work. Climbing costs me no extra movement.
Awesome. Yeah.
Tentacles, they help.
You're climbing with your face?
I
love that.
The umbilical cord to this thing, can I target it specifically?
Can.
I will fire for the umbilical cord.
Okay. Wow!
Oh.
And you
Nice
do,
shot. Roll up that damage.
and you also have advantage. You also have advantage because of that distraction strike. So this is going to be beautiful.
Wow. Okay. Good stuff. So, with advantage, you get your sneak attack. So that is 33, 37, 47 points. All right.
Chris, your characters, man, I love them.
All right.
And then
Sir Squiggly expertly lining up that shot, deafening in this confined space. It finds its mark perfectly, shattering that umbilical. You can see electricity and strange fluids splashing around as it whips around, spraying this stuff everywhere.
I sense some licking.
The construct begins to whir down. The blades drop lifeless onto the ground. This thing has been rendered inert.
Nowhere is gonna hug his leg.
madam, it appears you've been hurt. And he'll reach into his little first aid kit and use his healer ability to restore some health points to you.
Yay. Please stop making that sound. It's inhuman.
You can take 14 points of healing.
Thank you.
After a few moments of this thing being on the ground, you all begin to see tiny little machines scurrying out from the walls, from the vents. They begin scurrying around the umbilical onto the creature.
I would suggest that we move on out before they finish reattaching that thing.
I would agree.
Yes.
Um...
She's gonna take a running leap and just land on his shoulder.
Onward,
Steve.
Onward!
Do we see any obvious doors out of this room? Maybe.
Yes, down here to the south, there are two doors leading out to a street. You can see silhouettes of people walking by. You can hear the sound of a what sounds like a city on the other side.
Ooh, I'm just gonna rush out those doors.
Okay. You open the doors into a bustling Victorian-style city. There are people wandering around all over the place, walking up and down the streets. No one seems to pay any mind to you exiting from the building. Making your way out onto the streets, people in top hats, long, poofed out, flowing dresses. Some people wearing more workman's attire. Just your average, everyday city, and off in the distance, silhouetted against the fog and the strange light that seems to illuminate this place, is a massive castle. Seems offset from this place, this technological wonder, especially compared to what most of you are used to seeing. But as you all make your way out onto the streets, dozens of people passing by you, seeming to pay you no mind, we're going to go ahead and take our break. And when we come back, we will continue into the streets of Ludendorff. Stepping out onto the streets of Ludendorff, it is very strange atmosphere. Every now and then a freezing breeze blows past you, and looking up towards the sky, it is deeply cloudy, and you can see snow falling, but melting before it reaches down to you. Something is keeping this place quite warm, and as you look around, you can see steam vents belching hot steam into the air at various locations. People walking around seem to think this is all entirely normal, walking about, going through their day-to-day lives. So now, out on these streets of Ludendorff, what do y'all want to do?
The first thing First thing first, we probably need a little bit of distance between ourselves and the place we were held at.
Assuming she doesn't have eyes anywhere or everywhere.
I insist we must find a place that sells drinks. I am quite still hungover from the Duchess's party.
I'm
I don't know if this is necessarily the time to be having a drink.
Yeah, that seems a little premature.
Ha! Erroneous. It is always time for a good stiff drink. I'm sure there's a gentleman's club somewhere near here. Yes. Mm-hmm.
At the
I'm not
very
sure.
worst, it might be a good place to blend in. Disappear into the crowd.
I'm I would say we probably just need to try to see what we can actually streets and go from there, because the two goals are to escape reapprehension and gather information about our adversary. I hope that our, at least temporary vampiric companion in there was able to is at least going to be more of an issue for that mad physician than any of us are.
You all feel more than hear another explosion from deep inside the laboratory.
I'm assuming more cackling.
Too far away to hear the cackling anymore.
She did seem quite energetic about her pursuits, if I do say so.
I don't even know if that lady doctor would even necessarily be fit to be an adversary anymore.
She's the type who just to throw bodies at the problem
So-
and figure it eventually solve itself, from what I could tell.
What exactly are you all doing right now? Are you standing in a huddle outside of the laboratory? Are you
let's be
walking in a
walking.
direction? What exactly are y'all doing?
I'd be attempting to head away from the place.
So walking as a group away from the laboratory?
Yeah.
Okay. What's everyone's passive perceptions?
Mine's only an 11, so it's probably not going to be me noticing stuff.
14 for Quigley.
What is Nowhere's passive perception?
Sorry, 14.
Oh, 11.
Okay, so 14 is the highest. Okay. Proceed.
As we're walking down the streets of
Ludendorff.
Ludendorff. I was gonna call it London. Ludendorff sounds much better. Is there like town criers, some type of constable on a corner somewhere?
Make a perception check.
Just general, like, besides people just walking up and down.
Does our Iliathid friend stick out like a sore thumb? Like, are we getting stared at?
Nobody is turning their attention towards you. In fact, Sir, quickly with the 10, you don't notice anything specific. There are people walking around. They seem like they're all going somewhere with a purpose. The only thing that you notice definitively is that no one is paying any attention to you.
Do they all
Or
look
anyone else for that matter.
Here's a question.
I've seen a mix of races.
I have a somewhat different question. Are they looking like they have been programmed?
Make an insight check.
Oh no.
I didn't think about that either.
Oh no.
They are moving very stiffly. They pass by each other without acknowledging each other. They pass by you without acknowledging you.
So it's at least weird.
If we try and stand in one of their paths?
Do you do that? There's certainly plenty enough people wandering around the streets that you could do that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like at an arm's length, like holding my hand out to stop them rather than just like standing there.
Okay, so you hold your hand out in a stop position, or are you extending your hand for a handshake? What are you doing?
Yeah, like stop position.
Okay, so a man in a top hat, walking cane, stops and says, "Good day, sir. What may I do for you?"
Yeah, good day to you as well, sir. Might you tell us the way out of town?
Out of town? Well, Ludendorff is set up as quite an intricately designed grid system, as is the massive intellect of the city's designer. Any direction will eventually lead you out of the town.
And the city's designer is...
Well, of course, the great leader and ruler of all, Victor Mordenheim. Who else?
Oh, yes, of course. How did that slip my mind?
Is there anything else I can do for you, sir?
Oh, that is everything. Thank you. Thank you very kindly, sir.
Good day to
Good
you.
day to you. No.
What would you recommend for the closest watering hole, if you will?
Well, there's the Iron Fist just around the corner.
Ah, perfect. Also, who does your suit, sir? That is a magnificent walking cane.
His face freezes up for a moment.
I'm sorry, beg your pardon.
His face is frozen. Almost like...
Does not compute.
Exactly.
Huh.
Well, can I take his top hat and cane?
Yeah, he's stiff.
I have now a fancy top hat and walking cane.
He has stopped moving, stopped speaking, has gone stark still.
I'm gonna move him out of the path of the other people so we don't just create a giant stalled line of frozen people.
Okay.
This is getting interestinger and interestinger.
Does he have like a coin purse on him as well?
He does.
Does he taste human?
He does.
I grab his coin purse as well. Drinks on the good fellow. Thank you. Your name, sir? Is he still like in android mode?
Locked up.
Oh god.
Bricked
We
up.
broke him.
Yep. Well. Shall we? The Iron Fist around the
Yeah,
corner.
let's get out of here before someone starts to question this.
So as you're all making your way away, once you're about 30, 40 feet away, you see three individuals wearing stark white uniforms step out from an alleyway. They surround the man you just left behind. All of them kind of looking at him, looking him up and down. One of them lifts a device up to his head. You all hear a and he drops.
Can we get a good look at the device?
It appears to have been a small cylinder, and as you look at it, the man that was holding it presses a button, and a 6-inch metal spike shoots back into the cylinder.
Oh,
Does it look like my gauntlet?
Does not.
No.
does it look like the prod thing?
Y'all ever seen No Country for Old Men?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it was the
A sheep killer?
Cattle stunner.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
bolt
stunner. Let's air quote that
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, it's a capture bolt stunner.
Put this man
Let's
on.
They
keep
drag the
walking.
body off of the street into the same
Keep
alley they emerged
walking.
from.
Better yet, let's keep walking in line with everyone else at the same pace without talking.
After about 2 or 3 minutes more of walking, a man comes up alongside you. Says, "You need to be walking more rigid. eyes straight ahead. Don't speak to anyone unless they speak to you. He's walking alongside you as he's saying this, staring straight forward.
What is he human?
You can make an insight check.
Another
He
toaster.
appears to be a kitchen appliance.
Um, who
Are
are
you
you,
all
sir?
kind of making your movements more rigid? Are you following the instruction this man just gave you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going full on robot. Beep
Sir.
boop 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 beep.
Sir Quigley is insulted that his posture isn't rigid enough for nobility here, and he's quite upset about it.
Okay. Says, still staring straight ahead, walking alongside all of you. Says, most of them don't have the capacity to spot someone that's not one of them. But every now and then you come across one of the alphas, and they'll know just as soon as they look at you. Keep an
How do
eye
you
out.
know the alphas?
They're taller, stupidly good looking. You'll see it. You'll know them when you see them.
I am an alpha.
No. He said good looking.
So he says, good luck. I wouldn't recommend traveling in a group. Makes it easier to spot. And then he breaks off and starts walking down an alleyway.
I'm gonna follow him down the alleyway. I'm assuming there's a safe house or something he might know about.
He turns around and he says, do not follow me.
Are there any safe houses or anything you might know about?
He turns towards you a little bit exasperated. There is nowhere safe here. Get out of the city if you can.
Okay, back to the crowds, walking rigid.
I do say this place is quite odd.
And I guess if we're not supposed to walk in a group, I'm gonna like tuck my head into my suit, and since nowhere is riding my shoulders, I'm just gonna like bring it up over her shoulders so that it looks like her head is my head, and we are one person and not two. You know, like the classic two people in a cloak.
Now we are taller and better looking.
You're kobolding this region.
3 kobolds in a trench coat.
3 kobolds in church coat.
Okay.
Absolutely not suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
I am still looking for the Iron Fist. He said it was right around the corner.
Yep. And after a few more moments of walking, you would find yourself up alongside the building with a sign hanging out in front of it that just has a tankard of ale on it.
Please tell me Danny Rand is the proprietor. Yeah.
Y'all going in?
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah.
maybe one at a
Do it.
time. I'm gonna circle the block and come back.
Quigley's
And
not
see what's happening. Since we were told not to stay together.
Yeah.
Okay. So, inside are a dozen humanoids, all of them sitting at a bar with, some of them have glasses, some of them have tankards in front of them. They're all just kind of staring down into it. Every now and then one of them grabs the drink and lifts it up, takes a sip, sets it back down, continues staring blankly into the glass.
Do we want to go in?
This is the most soulless tavern I've ever laid eyes on.
Good sir, 4 of your stiffest brandies.
The person behind the bar is a young woman. She appears to be in her early 20s-ish, and she turns towards you with a bright smile. She's like, oh, hi, what can I get for you?
Yes, yes, madam. Full brandies, please.
From under my jacket, I say 3. Just 3.
Make that 5 brandies, ma'am.
5 brandies,
I
of course, coming right up. You may
I
take a
open
seat
up
at the bar in one of the booths if you'd like.
I open the coin purse. What's inside the coin purse? Like, is it like actual gold, or they got like
There are
Ludertian silvers, or?
20 pieces of silver. They're of an average thickness, each of them stamped with a face that is now familiar to all of you.
She prints her own currency? Monster.
Wait, no, because would that be the face of the scientist that we saw?
Yep.
I'm assuming founder of the city.
Oh, so she's the founder? I don't know. I thought maybe she was something different. Yes, yes. 5 dreadful faces, and I just like lay them out on top of the counter.
Okay. She nods and says, "Well, thank you." She pulls a few glasses out and sets them all on the table for you, on the bar for you all. Says, "New to town, are you?"
Just rolled in.
Yes.
We don't get a whole lot of visitors around here. It's quite a new experience for most of us. So where'd you all come from?
Excellent question. The lab down the street.
She pauses for a moment. You see her face lock up. And then she comes back. So where'd you all come from?
Like
The inner wards of the city, madam. The inner wards.
What an interesting thing that is. Can I get you anything? She says with the 5 brandies already laid out on the table in front of her.
Oh, okay, sweet. I was like, did she not get the brandies? Nope. He's grabbing them. 2 in one hand, 3 in tentacles.
Nice.
Little did the party know that all 5 were for Sir Quigley.
Okay.
Leave her alone. Killed.
So are you all heading to a booth, taking your drinks outside, sitting at the bar?
I don't want to stay any longer than we have to.
I mean, I don't think we saw anybody drinking outside, right? They were just going about their day.
Well, they're not really drinking in here either. They're kind of just like bringing it up to their face, like wafting it at themselves a little bit and then putting it back down.
Getting high off the vapors.
Yeah. Oh, you pooped. Gross.
I was considering the fact I don't really think we're going to gather any further information here at this inn.
Shoot back that brandy and go.
Or if Sir Quigley just feels like indulging in what he feels like indulging in, and then us making our way.
So, as you gather your drinks, deciding on which way to go, where to head, you all hear a loud coming from outside. It seems to be coming from everywhere all at once, almost like an air horn, almost like an air raid siren. And then a voice reverberates through the streets. Attention, citizens of Ludendorff. We are instigating a level 4 lockdown. All members of the new race immediately seek out and destroy any members that are not of the new race. Thank you very much. Every
August-
face in the bar is turned towards you all.
August takes one of the brandies, downs it, and just gets his shield ready because it's come.
The woman behind the bar, oh, I am terribly sorry about this. She reaches her head back, her jaw distends, and a enormously loud klaxon fills the entire bar area. Sounds like some sort of machine has activated inside of her and is just ringing over and over and over again.
I
No.
pop my head out from my jacket, grab a brandy glass, shoot it back, and smash it onto the lady's face.
Nowhere is just going to hold on to his hair and it just we are sorry. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
The dozen people in the bar stand. As you smash the glass onto the woman behind the bar's face, the sound stutters, and you can see her face beginning to distort, the distended jaw going off to the side at a weird angle as the sound continues, but at a stuttering speed. You see run past the windows outside that man who approached you earlier. He is booking it down the street. There is about half a dozen what looks like people chasing him, but they are loping on all fours behind him. Almost lupine in their movement instead of human. You hear more klaxons going out throughout the city. More of these people, like this bartender, obviously sounding the alarm for other people that were in this city. You hear a scream getting closer and closer and closer and closer when a body splats onto the pavement outside of the building as if somebody was just thrown from a very great height. The dozen people in the bar stand and begin to approach you.
August gets up and makes sure that his weapons are ready because he
The
doesn't want
number
to be
you have
caught sitting
dialed
down.
is no longer in service.
Can Quigley also stand up while slowly draining his brandy and take aim with existential crisis towards the closest one?
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Swords out, y'all.
I'm gonna back towards the door and wand out, but yeah.
I just
If you
see
bite me, I'll throw you. Don't bite me. Thank you.
see the Windows error. Boom.
Were there any alternative means of getting out of the bar whenever we went in there?
The front door behind you is still clear entrance to it, clear path to it.
Okay. Glancing out, can I tell how many folks are still on the city streets of called the New Race?
You do not see anybody directly outside of the bar right now. The only people that you can see are the dozen that are inside and moving towards you.
Sean, are there lanterns or candles or anything in this place?
Yeah. Oil lamps, some strange things that flicker with electricity, casting light.
If we're backing our way, are we backing our way out, guys?
Yeah.
If there's
Can I grab the bottle of brandy before I leave?
Yeah, the bartender's just sitting there glitching out.
Shit, yeah.
Okay. Nowhere is going to, as we back out, Nowhere is going to yeet one of the lamps back at the bar and hope that it Molotovs.
Okay. So behind the bar back, like where all the alcohol's at,
Yes.
it quickly catches fire.
It's your fault, Chris. You taught me.
Okay.
I learned it from you.
Alright. So, making your way out onto the streets, you can see mobs of people robotically marching, some chasing other people, some screaming while they're being chased, run down and then beaten to death in the streets. Bodies are falling from rooftops.
Oh god. What have we done?
Band together, y'all. Y'all are just taking it.
Right? So Grid Lake City, I would, whatever direction is not the lab, I will start moving in.
Not the lab and
As-
not the giant castle in the distance, I'm assuming. As well.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, both.
Well,
Quickly and efficiently.
before she left, one of her people came and said we found your
Her
wife,
wife.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did we get any indication of where they found her, or it was a sighting, right?
Sighting.
Hmm.
We need to survive ourselves before we start worrying about some of this other stuff, though.
And I'm assuming if they're married, probably don't want to be married. Well, divorced.
Okay. Making your way through the streets. Eventually, the sounds of screaming stop. The people dropping from buildings stops. And eventually, you do find yourself face to face with I wouldn't quite call it a mob, but about half a dozen people standing in the road in front of you, staring at you coldly, robotically. Looking behind, there's more. Moving through the streets as you were, you do eventually find yourselves surrounded.
Nowhere's gonna do the robot.
You're just doing the robot.
Boop,
Doctor's
boop,
gonna do the
beep,
hustle.
bop, boop, beep, boop.
Make a deception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Damn.
That would have been excellent.
But why is there a map with tokens on it?
I don't know.
I also run on AOL Messenger. Ha 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 ha.
All right, everyone. As they
LOL.
approach you, we are going to roll initiative.
Oh, I did
Laugh
it the wrong
out
way
loud,
again. Can I
fellow
not
youth.
count?
Oof, bad rolls.
I keep trying to click on Quigley, but that's not me.
Oh crud, I did not select mine. Hold on, I'm gonna roll that. It was a 5, so just
Okay.
put that in whenever I roll this.
Yeah, mine was 6.
Okay.
Crap, it would have been better, but well.
Quigley and Nowhere, I will let you decide which of you goes first.
Go ahead, Quigley.
Actually, you go first. You go first. I'll go behind.
Okay. Cool. So Nowhere is going to target this one right here. And she's going to fire her longbow at its face.
Hit.
Excellent. Pew. And I'm going to do my thingy with the d6, please.
Okay.
4, 14 total. I'm gonna go again.
Okay.
How does she look?
She's got arrows sticking out of her.
Unperturbed by the arrows?
She's not making any outward signs of pain, but you are most definitely seeing injury.
18 good?
18's a good.
Alright. Phew.
Okay.
Alright. Then I am. Can I use my 20 feet to get on the roof up here to keep sniping?
Do you have a climb speed?
I don't have a climb speed.
Okay, this building is the shortest one you got. It's 10 feet
Yes.
up. It would be it would be difficult terrain to climb up it.
So 20, you said 20 feet?
Yep, so you'll need 20 feet of movement to get to the roof.
Okay, I can do that. Because that's only... Okay, I can do that. Thank you, and I'm done.
Okay. Quigley. Sir Quigley, sorry.
Quigley is also going to do the same, and I do have a climbing speed. So I'm going to climb up to this room. It's 20 feet, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's going to get to just the top, and he's going to pull out, or he's probably already holding existential crisis in a shooter stance, and the first bot to get within 5 feet of one of his companions, he'll take aim and fire at.
Okay.
So he's holding his action.
Got it.
Yay, air support.
Oh god.
Huh.
There are many.
We are Legion. You want to help mommy do math? Huh? That's how I feel too. Oh my gosh, the zombie cry must stop, please. You sleepy?
Okay. August. They begin raising and dropping fists onto you with far more force than you would expect from what look like regular people. 3 attacks for you, August. It is a 22, a 5, and a 15 to hit.
The 22 hits.
It's 3 bludgeoning. Doctor. A 13, a 6, and a 6 to hit.
13 to AC's 13.
Okay. That is going to be 8 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Can I use my reaction?
Absolutely. Which one would you like to target?
The first one that got to the top.
Okay. I think that's this one. I think that's this one.
Oh,
26
should
is
I
a
have
hit.
started this encounter at full health, or
What's that?
should I have started this encounter at full health, or where I
No,
left
no,
off
there has
at
not been a
that?
rest yet.
26 to hit.
12?
For 12. Yep.
Okay. Doctor.
Okay. Poop. I'm assuming if I back away, I die. It's half of my movement to disengage.
Correct. Oh, no, no, no. It's an action.
Oh, action. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna use my action to disengage,
Okay.
and never gonna make it on that roof. I'm just gonna go this way because it's the furthest.
Okay.
Okay, and then as a bonus action, I am going to take out this ruler and measure 45 feet. I'm gonna heal August with 2d8s using my healing light.
Okay.
And dice. Oh, dice. 8, 2. For 12.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
And that'll be my turn.
August.
Well, considering the fact that I'm in what is a target-rich environment,
Oh, actually, sorry. One more thing that I forgot to ask about. I can cast. Oh my gosh, what is it? So many things in this character sheet, not used to. Armor of Shadows. It's a Warlock Eldritch Invocation.
Okay.
When it says at will, is that like an action or a bonus action, or just like I can do it?
It would be an action, unless it specifies
Okay.
bonus action. It's Armor of Agathis?
No, it's I cast Mage Armor on myself at will without expelling
Okay.
a spell slot or
So yeah,
material
so
defense.
whatever mage armor would be, so that's just an action, yeah.
Okay, cool. I will hold on to that for later.
okay. And again, being in a target-rich environment like this, I'm just get to work. For the harvest is great and the hands are few.
Oh my
Ten's a hit.
Do they have like
Terrible
terrible
roll.
decks?
They're just people.
6.
They're not wearing armor. They're not attacking in any sort of tactical way. They're just dogpiling.
And I'm going to 6 damage on that. I'm going to do another swing.
August, you deal a blow that would have killed a normal person. You see the man's head get cracked back. You can hear bones snapping. But instead of dropping dead, he just turns his head towards you. You can hear more bones snapping as he does.
Okay, then we'll hit him again.
Okay. 12 points total?
Yeah. So far. Is he still up?
Yeah.
Okay. And in that case, we're going to go ahead and just fire action search just to see what we can do.
Okay.
Action charge.
And we're going to do 2 more swings.
11's a hit. Okay, so 9 more.
9. Is he still up?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a hit.
And 9 more points of damage.
And down he goes, falling onto the ground. You can see his broken body just unable to support his weight anymore. Twitches a few more times, tries to weakly throw an arm to try and hit you again, August, but then dies.
Next. And that's his turn.
Okay. Nowhere.
Nowhere would like to continue firing on the one she started with.
Okay.
And get her with another arrow. And
Nice.
is she still standing?
Which one? The one that started already?
Yeah, the one I already started
Okay.
on.
Yeah, definitely goes down.
Okay. Then I will swing my bow around, knock, and fire at this one right below me.
Okay. No disadvantage as you are 10 feet up. Ooh, that's how you miss that.
Yeah.
Need a nat 1 or a 2 to miss these guys.
He just screams abuse down at her. Stop moving!
Alright. Wiggly.
Quigley will use his bonus action to take steady aim, giving himself advantage. And he'll try to finish off the one that he hit before.
Okay. 11 hits.
Thank goodness.
20 takes him down.
Nice! Show off.
That's all of Quigley's.
Okay.
Oh no, August.
Oh no.
Only one still on the ground and still close by.
Jump!
August, what's your AC?
18.
Okay. Only 2 of them hit you as they begin just raining fists down onto you,
Okay.
trying their best to pummel you into the ground. Only 2 of them make contact. It is going to be 11 bludgeoning you take.
Okay. 11 bludgeoning. Also on one of the misses, I'm going to use a superiority dice.
Okay.
And I have the maneuver. Basically, I get to make a melee attack against it and add a d8 to the damage if I hit.
Okay.
So let's try to smack one of them that missed.
A hit? Which one would you like to hit?
Just whichever the first one who missed me was again. And I'll throw another d8 on top of there. So 21 points of damage on whoever the first one who missed me was.
Okay.
Hmm.
Badly wounded, but still standing.
Or no, be soon. Yeah, 19. Never mind. Okay.
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 Doctor.
Okay. I guess I'm not really being threatened all that much anymore, so I'm not gonna read out that armor. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna cast that old favorite.
It's a hit.
Thank goodness. Oh yeah, I should go for whichever one I have the best. Yeah, because oh my gosh, it is not letting me actually indicate who I'm clicking on. The one to the south.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I am once again going to spend 2 dice to use Healing Light. On August again. This time for 14.
Okay. That's full health for August. Good stuff.
And that'll be my turn.
Yeah.
All right, August.
Oh, hold on a sec here. Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Let me just do that since it's full. There we go. Okay, on the one who I have mostly damaged, I'm going to start with a attack on it. Oof, that's terrible. I missed.
Oh no. Yep.
So, second shot.
That's it.
Those will hit. 7 points of damage on that one I'd already damaged.
Down he goes. Anything else from August?
That's it for the time being.
Oh, where you're up.
Nowhere is going to keep firing. She's going to fire on this one right here.
Sorry, ping it again.
Yes, sorry, right here.
Got it.
And it is going to be longbow.
It's a hit.
With Slayer's Prey D6 attached.
Nice.
And she's going to fire on them again.
Hit. Hey,
And that's all I got for that one.
Wiggly.
Squeaker's going to aim for the one in the south, the southwest side. He's going to use his bonus action to steady aim again.
It's a hit. Which one are you shooting at?
The southwest corner.
Okay. Badly wounded, but still standing.
That's it.
Anything else from Quickly?
No, that's his
Okay.
whole turn.
August, another round. An 8, a 13, a 6, a 17, and a 9. I think those all miss.
Yeah, I'm still going to burn another superiority die just to do a weapon attack on one of them. Just again, whichever one swung and missed at me.
Okay. Okay, that's a hit.
And I get to do a 1d8 in addition to this. So that'll be
9 is just enough to
plus-
take this one down.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't bother rolling that superiority. Okay, I won't bother with that then. Credit already went. Never mind. It's just extra dad.
Okay.
Okay. And August is just calculating who he wants to take a swing at next. Mainly trying to figure out which one's looking the most damaged at the
That would be this one.
Okay. Next on his list.
Okay. Doctor.
Okay. I'm going to heal myself. I think I need it for 2d8. Oh. Well. There we go. And then I'm going to use. That's my bonus action. My action, I am going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, wait. Am I going to do that? No. I'm going to do. Sorry, one second. Oh my gosh, that was Oh shoot! I should be casting twice when I've been doing that.
You have two beams
Eldritch
of Eldritch
Blast, yeah. Yeah, because it should be firing two
Yeah.
beams.
Okay, 20 hits. Which one are you shooting at?
The one to the east.
Okay, 3 is just enough.
And then my second beam, because now I know I get that. I'll go towards the south again. Do I roll the action again, or just the damage?
The action. Yeah, you gotta attack.
Action, sorry. I'm used to being much more physical.
No worries, no worries.
Oh, nope, wrong one. Ah.
Ten is a hit.
Okay, and then the damage was 10.
Okay,
Now it's my turn.
back to August.
Okay, which one looks the most damaged?
Just south of you.
South, okay. That's the first one. First one I'm gonna try.
Twenty-five's a
Pretty
hit.
sure that's gonna hit. Here comes more hammer smack it.
What if it didn't?
Be like, well, I take it with 9 points still standing.
Still standing.
Okay. Oh yes.
Oh, nice.
So more damage.
Okay, that is enough.
D8 to add to it. Okay. Okay. Got it on the crit. That's nice. And I will just prepare myself for these other two if they're still standing by the time it gets back to them.
Okay, nowhere.
Nora's gonna be targeting this one right here.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And going to just try again.
Okay, 19's a hit.
Awesome. She's gonna like make little smooch sounds out to make her look up, and then with my Slayer Prey, please. Oops, I did too many. How do I make the dice go away?
Hit clear.
Oh, I got it. Sorry, I accidentally lit up too many of them. Ten damage. What?
Hey, Wiggly.
Oh, you know, the same aim fire, drink of brandy.
13's a hit. The wounded one, I'm assuming?
Yes, the wounded one.
16 is just enough. Wow. Okay.
Rack him up, knock him down.
Yeah, that's all of Quigley's turn.
Okay, there's only one currently left. And it's going to go out with a bang. It is a crit for you there, August, for 10 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Doctor.
Okay. I guess I'll go for that last one standing. Oh, there we go. Now it's letting me highlight. There with one last, hopefully, probably not, Eldritch Blast.
20's a hit.
I'm just gonna hit it with
Yep,
both.
both good
hopefully.
hits. Total of 8. Ah, that was that. It is not dead. Sorry.
Damn.
Okay. Anything else from the good doctor?
That'll be everything for my turn.
August.
August just smiles after this thing hits him and starts
Hit.
swinging back. Damage. Let's see what we can.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. So let's do the regular damage. Throw this other D8 on top of it.
August. They do go down, still twitching, even after so many wounds that would have done in any normal person. Twitching and writhing on the ground, these what you may have assumed were people at first, but the way they're constructed, you can see as you're looking down at the bodies, their chest plates, the bones of their chests fused together to form this strong mesh. They're obviously dramatically engineered in some way to be stronger, faster. And as this is all going on, and the bodies beneath you, some of them still twitching and writhing, you hear from down one of the nearby streets somebody clapping as a very tall man steps out from a group of about 100 people just down the street. Says, well, that was impressive. The doctor will be thrilled to hear about what a wonderful performance you've put on. She'll dissect these bodies and see what went wrong, where she can improve, and to make all of us just that much stronger. We should be thanking you. This man is much taller than everyone else around him.
You're welcome.
Her mistake is simple. She presumes that she knows more than Moradin himself in the construction of people.
The gods! Ha! Look around you! Does this look like a place the gods would care to visit? Magic has no place here. Gods have no place here.
This must be one of those.
Why would Moradin be worried about you all anyway?
He nods. Says, indeed, why would your dwarven god care for the machinations of a place like this? Torn from reality, trapped within the mists. But enough.
I mean, look. All he had to do was send one dwarf here, and look what damage he caused.
Look what damage indeed. He begins stepping towards you all. Some of the others begin stepping. He's like, no, no, I will take care of these myself. He begins stepping towards you all. His arms begin to elongate and terminate in vicious scythe-looking points.
That must make personal hygiene rather difficult.
He nods and continues his relentless approach. Two more emerge from the alleys behind him as he steps towards you. And you can look behind you, and there's more people approaching. There is no escape for you. And as he says that, Doctor, you are the first one to hear and feel this strange flash of light and heat from behind you. Turning around to see what the source of this was, there's a woman standing behind you. Her face pale and pallid. If you didn't know better, you would assume that this woman had been dead for quite some time, but here she stands in front of you, a bright golden light peering through her chest. It seems as if it's coming from within her, this light breaking through the skin, shining through muscle and bone to illuminate. She's shedding quite a bit of light. The man who is approaching August says, Elise, the master searches for you. You must return to her. And she turns and she says, be gone with you. And she turns towards all of you. Quickly, come with me.
Yeah, I'm in. I trust. Glowing light, I like it.
I decided to hustle as much as my 25-foot get me.
All of these creatures in the streets, hundreds of them, let out a howl of anguish and fear as dozens, if not hundreds of bodies begin a mad rush towards you all.
As I leave, can I chuck a hand axe at the talking so much?
Sure, yeah. He is striding towards you. As you all approach this woman, she says, closely, closely, and she kind of reaches down as if she's going to wrap her arms around you. And in the blink of an eye, in this bright flash of light, the city around you vanishes.
Oh.
You're suddenly very cold. The wind howling around you, snow drifting and being blown up at your feet. She takes a step back.
Proper mountaintop air.
Says, we should be safe here for some time. Hello, everyone. My name is Elise. Very sorry that you have to be here.
Elise, thank you so much for saving us. I don't know how to say thank you.
Says, there's no need to thank me. If Victra wanted the full review so badly, then removing you from her clutches is a goal that this entire place should put themselves behind.
Is there a way out of this place?
She nods and she says, I have agents of the Vistani that owe me a favor. They should be coming through the pass here within the next few hours. Hopefully we have that long. But again, if Victra wants you, then I need to get you out of here. Simply wait for the Vistani to arrive and they will take you from this place.
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't mind setting up a camp and maybe taking a quick short rest.
well, as loath as I am to leave things unsettled between us and said doctor, given the command she has of an entire city, it probably is the most pragmatic option.
Nowhere has thumped down into the snow and is making snow goblins. Because this is her favorite terrain. she is in a happy place.
Yeah, just before we'll settle down, Sir Quigley will pull out an old-fashioned like perfume bottle and shake it up. The contents sort of turn red, and he'll spray the doctor down using his healer feat. Take 9 points of healing.
Thank you.
Nowhere's gonna pop out of the snow by Sir Quigley and look at his boot and just, are you gonna eat that?
Wait, my shoe?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I need those.
People.
He'll pull
So,
a
let's
ration
go.
though.
Yeah, she'll on it.
They're dried brains.
Yeah, that will not phase her.
Yep. Cool.
So,
So, can you pray? Can you? So, could you tell us what interest the doctor has in you? As
Well,
August is speaking with their rescuer
Elaine?
who's getting them out.
she is my wife. She did this to me. She gestures towards her chest, the glowing light pouring out from it, even from the clothing and beneath the skin.
You have terrible taste.
What
She
is
wasn't
it exactly?
always this way. You see a pained look on her face. This is what Elise looks like, by the way.
Cool. Oh, bless her, she's a zombie.
Are those scars or like henna tattoos?
Yes.
Yes.
So when she sees you looking at those quickly, she says that the procedure that Victra put me through scarred me. She thought to do these to distract from the disfigurement, but it's the least of my problems. I did not wish to come back. I was brought back unnaturally with whatever it is that she put in my chest. I don't. She hunts me now. I don't know if it's for me or for what she's done to me, but I could never forgive her for bringing me back the way she did.
Excuse me.
As much as being brought back pains you, I am thankful at least at this moment she did. For without you.
She brought back
Definitely.
Dwarf also.
Yeah.
She's trying to perfect the means of doing so, the means of immortality. This is why she's so interested in me and what she's put inside of me. This, she calls it the unbreakable heart. It not only brought me back, but it prevents me from ever dying.
And she's unsure how she built it.
She has not been able to duplicate it, no.
I have heard of craftsmen of my own species who undergo a similar phenomenon when they create their best piece of masterwork in their lifetime. No matter how much they pick up, chisel or hammer, they can't ever quite hit that same level of perfection that they did one time. Some accept it, some allow it to eat away at them. But I've never heard of such a thing in this sort of
Context.
realm of context.
She does
But I
say
guess
that
I'm
the device inside of her is not magical in nature. Whatever Victra did, she was able to build this without the help of any divinity or any magic.
Can I maybe take a closer look at it and see if I can figure anything out about it?
Absolutely.
If I recognize it?
Medicine, investigation, either of those would be appropriate. Nice, okay. So, you can tell that this heart is a non-magical scientific wonder. As you're looking around, you don't see any incisions or anything like that. It seems as if the device installed itself, connecting to the creature's anatomy, stitching itself into place.
It's almost biological in nature.
You can see that this device has very clearly replaced Elise's actual heart.
well,
That doesn't make sound like that doesn't make removing it sound like any fun. For Elise. Yeah.
Has everyone taken a short rest?
allow me to right quick.
I'm just gonna
First thing first, do
pop off the last of my health.
Before I do it, I'm going to use my second one.
As you're doing that, Elise is staring up towards a castle in the distance. She says that her and Victor were fierce together once, taking on the world before they came to this place. But she explains that she got sick, that Elise got sick, and was dying. They could both see the end coming, and Victra went mad with the search for the cure for the wasting sickness that Elise was dying from. But no cure, magical or scientific, could be found for her, and eventually Elise died. Victra spent the next year preserving Elise's body, digging up graves, taking other corpses, experimenting on them, murdering people, and then trying to bring them back over and over again, trying to find a way to bring Elise back. After a year, in a almost a haze, almost a frenzy, Victor constructed this device, and without really thinking, placed it into Elise's chest, and the device brought her back. Obviously, Elise did not wish to return. And somehow, the heart imparted on her strange new abilities. She can phase into existence and out of existence as she pleases. She can teleport extreme distances. She is vastly powerful. But she can't leave Lamordia. This place is her prison just as much as it has been made Victra's. And she tells you all that the castle in the distance is the place where she died and the place where Victra brought her back. It's long stood abandoned, but it's the only place that she could think of quickly enough to bring you all to. And as she finishes telling her story, you all hear a terrible sound on the wind. It sounds like metal being torn by great claws. A shrieking sound echoes through the night. Elise, her eyes go wide as she finishes her story, looks up towards the sky, and she says, "She's found us. Stay here. Wait for the Vistani." And she vanishes in a blaze of light and reappears on on one of the nearby peaks, one of the nearby mountaintops, quite a distance from you all. It looks like about 70 to 100 feet away from you all. She appears on top of this mountaintop, and you see her put her arms out, and she glows bright like a beacon. A shrieking, metal-rending sound appears once again, and you all see black wings descend from the clouds overhead and dive straight towards Elise. The shrieking continues as this massive, draconic figure lands on the mountainside next to her, and riding on top of this massive beast is Dr. Victor Mordenheim. She slides out of the mount and looks towards all of you. I will deal with you and the trouble you've caused later. And she turns, and you all can see what looks like a head tied to her belt. As she whips around, it flails about. Long fangs can be seen glinting in the faint light off of this head tied to Victor's belt. She whips around towards Elise. Says, "You must return with me," and you can hear them beginning to argue atop that mountain. The doctor turns her attention towards all of you as Elise says something about you all, and she turns back towards Elise and says, "They mean nothing." And she points towards the dragon. She says, "Eliminate them." And then turns back to her argument with Elise as the winged draconic figure leaps from the mountain and lands about 10 feet in front of you all. Strange, corrosive black substance dribbling between its jaws. You can see this creature appears to have been stitched together by various different draconic beings. There's some things in here that don't even seem draconic. You can see multiple eyes peering from this creature's almost painted black exterior.
Right, bro.
We're gonna roll initiative.
This seems like the perfect time for the Vistani to show up so we can just sort of like skedaddle away. You know what I mean?
Ooh, we did it wrong again.
Oh, me too. Oops. Apologies.
Where am I? Oh, there I am.
But actually, 12.
Okay, here we go.
Oh shoot! Before we fully enter combat, is there
Huh?
one thing I could do that I meant to do during the short rest?
Of course.
Can I get that amulet from
all
nowhere and
yours.
give it to? I would want to give it to. Oh my gosh! Sorry, August, being more close combat.
Okay.
And yeah, that'll be
It's possible by the time it gets to August, it has a couple little teeth prints in it.
it. Absolutely.
A
Okay.
single goblin tooth is broken into it.
So, the creature begins to approach you, and you can see it taking in a deep, deep breath. And as you all recoil from what you assume to be coming, instead of acid or fire or poison, it breathes out this cloud of steam. It smells vaguely pungent, almost acidic, almost chemically. It doesn't hurt, but you can feel yourselves weakening. I need everybody in a 30-foot cone in front of it, which I do believe is everybody, to make strength saves. Yep. Strength saving throws, please. Everybody.
Would absorb elements help here?
This is not an element.
Okay. Strength save. Oh my gosh, that could not be worse.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All of you.
I think I'm going to use my session.
All of you but August. You have disadvantage on strength-based attack rolls, strength checks, and strength saving throws for 1 minute. You can repeat the
Okay.
saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Oh, thank goodness.
What a relief.
Doctor.
Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and cast Mage Armor on myself because I feel like that's going to be a good decision. And
Wait, I got a question. Have you already cast it on yourself today?
no.
Okay, I think its duration is like 8 hours or something. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
Okay.
generally speaking, if you have mage armor, we can assume that you know that you're in danger, so you can have that active already.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
fine. They give that. They say NPCs do that all the time, so it stands to reason that players can too.
Amazing. I appreciate that. Okay. I'm gonna start in with some good old Eldritch Blast.
Elder Blast.
Ooh. Actually, you know what? Maybe. What kind of damage is this one? What is that? Oh, perfect. Instead, I'm gonna use Sacred Flame because this thing looks like it's no good.
Dexterity
Hopefully-
saving throw result is a 13. Wow.
And it'll be 2d8 damage rather than 1. Oh, that is 2d8. That's really sad. It calculated it right. But yeah, okay, so that's my damage. 6 radiant damage.
Hey,
And that'll be my turn.
Wiggly.
Quigley is going to steady himself. Use his steady aim action. And fire another existential crisis at this thing.
20 hits.
23, because I have advantage.
23 hits.
22 points of damage. And that's all.
What kind of damage is this? Okay.
It's piercing. Piercing is, just straight piercing.
He needs a sidekick with midlife crisis.
Okay. August.
August is going to start moving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Just
Okay.
barely made it.
August is the only one that breath attack actually hurt.
Oh, that's right. Could we dig that?
Yes, everybody that has taken a turn make a strength saving throw at the end of your turn to see if you can come back from the. Okay, that is a success. Quickly,
And
Doctor, you are still weakened.
Time to start taking swings. Oh, yes.
Nice.
That is a good one to start with. And add D8 of extra goodness to that with that crit. And we'll see if we can have a repeat performance here.
Damage total 13.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
my God,
jeez, what?
Again.
Cool. 2 crits in a row. No big deal.
Hold on.
16 more. Cool.
8, and let me add that extra D8 of damage onto it for the crit. Oof, not much, but still. Damage is damage. And I think I will save some other goodies later because I think this, given this thing's size, I think it'll take a little while.
Okay. Nowhere.
All right. I would like to use Hunter Sense on this. Tell me everything.
Interesting. Okay. Nowhere. As you're inspecting this creature, it appears to be stitched together from various different types of dragons. You see parts of a black dragon, parts of a red dragon, blue, white, and green, stitched together. You get the idea that anytime it gets hit with an elemental damage type, there is a 1 in 5 chance that it will be resistant to that damage, depending on where it hits. So, in mechanically speaking, whenever you hit this creature with an elemental damage type, you roll a d5. Depending on the list that I have here, it could be resistant to that damage type. It basically represents you hitting it in the part of the dragon that is resistant to that damage type.
And it will change every time. Okay, I'm going to yell that to the group that this thing is patchwork and appears to be resistant to whatever the resistance changes according to what we hit. And then, hold on, let me see if I have anything bonusy. Nope. That was my action. I'm just gonna stand over there and make faces at it. Gross little goblin faces.
Does it appear to be resistant to warhammers?
It does not.
I don't know. Do you see a piece of warhammer sewn in?
I just thought maybe I was getting lucky on where I was striking it.
You're standing under a patchwork dragon. How lucky are you?
Okay, everyone. So since we do have that knowledge, whenever you hit it with an elemental damage type, you roll one of these. A d6.
My hand is still weak.
Just in case it becomes relevant, that'll be the result. So whenever you hit it with an elemental damage type, we'll roll a d6. If the number matches, it is resistant. If it is not, then it is normal. Damage is normal.
Cool. That's a neat little trick.
Thank you. I made it myself. I call him my Franken Dragon.
Dragon.
Right.
That's exactly what I wrote in my notes.
Okay. Anything else from nowhere?
No, nothing else she could do.
Now another interesting little addition. It does move off to the side a little bit, lining itself up with all of you. Who would like to roll the d6?
The audacity.
Okay. It takes a deep inhale and sprays out a 30-foot cone of acid at all of you. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws, as I'm pretty sure nobody escapes the 30-foot cone.
Whew.
Oof, already used it.
Sir Quigley
Oh, well.
and Nowhere, you both succeed. The rest of you, Doctor and August. That is 59 points of acid damage.
How much?
59.
Okay, I am out.
Half for the other two.
Can I use my reaction to uncanny dodge that? Jeez.
Alright, so half of 59. 20.
Unfortunately, I don't believe this would count as an attack roll. Let's look it up. Stack exchange, uncanny dodge, breath weapon.
May I use the absorb elements?
Yes, absolutely.
So you can have it even more.
Things without an attack roll, fire, breath weapons, fireballs, magic missiles cannot be dodged with uncanny dodge.
Okay.
That was a high roll. Well above average.
Oh, I didn't mean to roll that. I'm
Okay,
so sorry.
so
No.
Quigley. That Quigley and Nowhere, that would be halved down to 29 for both of you.
And then quartered again, right? For me,
Doctor.
for the absorbo.
Was that enough damage to kill you outright?
Yo, is
It
everyone dead?
was. The doctor is dead.
I'm at 5.
Guys, stop it.
I had 49 total hit points, and that's enough to drop me out.
If only we all found something in that lab that would make a dead person not dead anymore.
Yep.
Oh, thank God. Hey, Squid, do the thing.
Doctor, unfortunately, that does look like we're going to have to forego your turn for now, though, as it is Squiggly's turn.
Okay. Seeing these two gentlemen down, I'm going to use a bonus action to shoot, stab the doctor in the face.
Just syringe to the face. Awesome.
I'm really good at that. And because it's I think it's use an item action, right?
Yeah.
Bam! Fast hands, bonus action.
Okay. Doc, you are up. And you are up as if you had just finished a long rest.
That's nice.
Full HP, all resources back.
And then, as his action, Sir Quigley will stab August in his face.
August is
Second
not dead.
syringe. August isn't dead?
He is not dead. He is making death saves.
Yeah.
Instead, I will use a healer kit as an action then. And get him up from his down.
Okay.
7 and 5, 12. 12 healing. I could do it from there, right there. I could do it from there. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's fine.
One sec here.
Sorry,
Put that
going
out
back
so-
to when August took damage because he has that talisman on now.
Right?
Oh, that's right.
Psychic damage.
Damage to the
I forgot
dragon.
that.
You got it.
And then 10 feet away.
Oh, how much was that healing on me again?
12, I think
12.
you said.
12. Okay.
How much damage for psychic?
Proficiency bonus 3.
Okay. Anything else from Quigley?
No, that was his whole turn, and then he tried to get as far away from everybody as possible because it burns.
August, you're up.
Okay, first thing I'm gonna do, well, it's only have 12 hit points, but gets up with a roar because he's angry at the dragon, and let us see if we can have some beautiful damage on that creature. Does a 22 hit?
22 hits.
Okay, so let's hit him. Oh, low roll. Oh well. Let's go with a second one. That's gonna miss.
It
Oh,
does
well.
miss.
I am irked with this thing though. I'm irked with this thing,
August, you
though,
would have had to get a
so-
little bit closer. It got knocked away from you by the psychic blast.
Oh. Okay, it took half a movement to get up there, but I can still get close enough to hit him.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and utilize my action surge right quick. And find where you're hiding at. There you are. And to attack you once. and a 12 does not hit.
Does not.
I'll swing at him again.
Remember the 10 AC, guys? Wasn't that fun?
23's a hit.
23 hits, though. So I'm going to take a swing at that one, and I'm also going to be dice for a distracting strike. Which means it gets added D8 on this, and the next attack against him will have advantage.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Second
Nowhere.
win.
All right.
Wait, I think I have to do second win as a bonus action, and yeah, I'm going to do my second win.
Okay. Sounds good.
So 10 plus 5. I mean, a D10 plus 5. Crap roll, but at least 6 HP.
Right. Anything else? Right. Go ahead.
So-
Nowhere.
Nowhere is going to like skate down this mountain right now. Just like wee with unsheath her swords, and she's going to melee attack because if she melee attacks, she get an extra d6 of poison or acid damage. Excuse me.
Okay.
So she's going to swing.
14 does not do it. Oh, advantage though. 20 hits.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So rapier, the hunter slayer dice, and the acid damage dice.
D6. On a 5, it is resistant to the acid damage.
Oh, that was the damage if it were. Or I guess I mean.
Right. Whenever you do elemental damage to this creature, we got to roll a D6
first or after.
after it hits.
Okay.
Is that the 5 right there?
So, well, I wasn't sure if that was the damage or if that was.
I would assume the first one is the damage and the second one is the roll to see what happens.
Okay, so let me just roll to see what happens next. Sorry. Three
Okay.
or 2? Oh no. She's going to hack at it again, please.
19 hits.
Space.
Okay, another 7.
Uh, 10. Yep, that's it. That's all she can do. Okay.
Who wants to roll the D6 for the recharge? Doctor, you're not familiar with this, but whenever a dragon gets a recharge, I let the party roll it so that it's not my fault if you all die to it.
Okay.
We can only blame ourselves.
Okay, so 2 is not a recharge. So it is instead going to rear up onto its hind legs and begin slashing at the 2 in front of it. So 2 claw attacks coming August's way. Oh my god. It double crit that one. August, that is only 16 slashing though.
Is that 2 separate hits?
That was the crit. The second attack is coming in right now. Claw for nowhere. Claw to nowhere to 17 to hit.
Miss.
Bite is going for nowhere. It gets a nat 1. It misses.
I am too tiny and nimble.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm too far for my talisman to work.
Doctor, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna move just a bit because feels like the right thing to do. Go. Oh, no, not there. Maybe. Sorry, 1 second. Still too far. Yeah, fine. I'll go closer. I don't want to, but I will. And then I'm gonna use that good old fashioned.
Oof.
Nothing. Shoot off into the sky and hope for the best.
We got another blast.
Oh, right, it's 2. Haha.
Unfortunate.
Sad face. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to use. 5 of my healing light dice on August, which is 5 to 8. Oh my!
8, 12.
Wow!
That's a lot of ones.
Wow. Okay, well,
5.
than-
Oh yeah, it is unfortunate.
better than no healing at all.
Indeed.
And that's my turn.
Quigley. I'm gonna keep calling you that. I'm sorry. Sir Quigley.
Oh, it's all good. Is there like terrain here I could hide behind?
Yeah,
I don't-
yeah.
I
There's
don't-
plenty of terrain. We can say that you can
Yeah.
get behind this. Yeah, that'll do it.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna use a bonus action to hide.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my sessional for that
Okay.
19. And then cause I'm hidden, I'm gonna take a hidden pop shot at it. Just didn't want to be behind everywhere if he blows his breath weapon again.
All right.
All right, here we go. Was I hidden from?
You know what? Let me make a perception check for it, since this is about giving you advantage. Does not see you. You are an unseen attacker.
Check. Get blown up.
All right, so 21, 35, 40 points. Okay. He certainly knows where you're at now. Giant hole gets blown in his side. He whips his head around to stare right at Sir Quigley.
I try not to quiver.
Okay, anything else?
Nope, that's Quigley's turn.
August.
Seeing it turn around to look at one of my companions, I yell out, "We're not finished yet, foul beast." And take a swing up at its neck. See how successful I am. Apparently not successful at all.
Oof.
So let's try a second shot.
Nineteen's a hit.
Yeah, I think that's going to hit instead. So I'm going to hit, and I'm going to do that on a distracting strike. And use a superiority dice to add to it. Meaning the next attack on it will have advantage.
Okay.
Plus your D8.
12 damage. Or 6.
6 damage. 6 plus 8.
Okay, so 14.
Yeah, the 12's the two-hand. And since I have a shield, it's not doing the two-handed. And that's my turn.
Hey, nowhere.
Nowhere. I'd like to use. Can she move to like help flank without, or that give her an opportunity? That
Nope,
give
you're
them
good
an
as long as you're not
opportunity?
leaving its
Okay.
attack range.
I'm not. I promise. Now she's going to smack it with her swords again. Hiya.
17 will hit.
Sweet. With my Slayer thingy. Huh. And I'd like to do it again, please.
Okay. 17 just hits.
Hiya.
So close.
Just hissing and like a angry cat, just slashing with her blades.
Okay.
All done.
Who wants to roll that d6?
Not it.
Nope.
Well, I guess.
If I, you all know if I do it, it'll be a 5 or 6.
Oh.
Get comfortable on the couch tonight, cowboy.
Speaking of which, after Nowhere has just done all of that damage, it turns around to stare right down at her. Takes a
Sure.
deep inhalation.
Oh, shit on toast.
Nowhere, go ahead and roll a d6 to see what damage type it is.
Sure.
What was that Tabaxi's name?
Pickles.
Damn pickles.
I believe a 5 is more acid damage.
Mhm.
It's good, aren't you resistant to acid?
Too bad it wasn't a 6. It would have been none damage.
Yes.
A 6 is actually a fail. It's a sputter.
Oh.
This is an imperfect machine. An impressive
that how
machine, but an imperfect one.
Is that how absorb elements works? I'm still immune to it.
I believe you would have to cast it again.
I'm happy to.
Well,
Do I
here
need a dex
comes
save?
our 10d10.
Do I do a dex save?
Yes.
No!
Unfortunately, that is a failure. You do take 55 points of acid damage.
But
Bring
you
it
have.
down to 22.
22.
So.
Wow, you lived through that!
I'm gonna shake it off and just hiss back at it. Can I roll to intimidate, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
What are you at, 2 HP?
3.
Okay. It does not. It breathed all that acid all over you and then turned its back to kind of start walking away. It doesn't even realize that you're still alive.
Cool. I'll surprise it next time.
Doctor.
Okay, I am going to. I mean, why not? I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. It's a hit. Doctor, how do you take the beast down?
I don't know. Which part of it is like the ugliest? Like what is the most unbecoming?
That would most definitely be its face.
I'm just gonna go straight for the center of its face. Holding out my wand, bright green glow from the end of it as in my picture, and just scream at the top of my lungs a deep guttural, unending sounding scream from the depths of my soul, and burn the dragon's face off. Leave
So,
a steaming knuckle.
Why am I picturing like the stitching coming undone?
Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, like right down its throat. The beam just like goes straight down its gullet. Everything just bursts open with light.
nice.
Yeah. Dragon leather everywhere. Cool.
Beast drops. You all hear the argument beginning to drift back over the snow now that the roars of the beast and the sound of combat are dying down. Elise and Victra are still fighting up at the top. And finally, you hear in an almost pleading voice Victra saying, "If you would just come back so I can study it. Just let me look at it. Let me see how." And you see Elise recoil. She says, "That's what this was always about, wasn't it? Just another one of your experiments." And with that, you hear a horse neighing, and you all look off to the side, and there's a carriage with a very nonchalant-looking man dressed in very fine robes, and you're like, "Well, are you all coming or not?" two women still arguing with each other up at the top of the mountain don't seem to notice that you've beaten the dragon. They're so engrossed in one another. The man in the wagon and gestures towards his cart.
I'm grabbing some dragon hide snack and I'm going.
All making your way to the cart?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will take it claws a trophy of this great victory. To regain
So,
my
as you're all
coins.
making your way into the Vistani's wagon, you hear them shouting back and forth towards one another again, and you hear in a very tear-filled voice Elise saying, "I will run from you forever. If I can do anything about it, you will never lay hands on the heart." And you see her look over towards you, glancing at you, gives you a brief nod, and then with that, she wraps her arms around herself and in a flash of blinding light vanishes off the hillside, off the mountainside. Victra stumbles back, blinded by this. You see her kind of feeling around on the ground, completely blinded by the flash that happened right in front of her. As all of you get onto the carriage, you see Victra as you're all aboard out the back window. The carriage making its way into the mist. You see Victra shrieking into the night wordlessly, just reaching up, the first emotion you've really seen from her, as she screams in rage and pain, and the mist wraps around the Vistani carriage, and you all see no more of Lamordia.